Hey everyone, welcome. Today we are diving deep into what I think is a real game changer for high performance cloud storage, Azure Elastic SAN. So let's just jump right in.
So let me ask you this. Have you ever felt that pain of trying to juggle separate storage for your performance-hungry databases, your sprawling Kubernetes clusters, and all your virtual machines? If you have, you know exactly what I'm talking about. It feels like a constant, tricky balancing act between performance, cost, and just plain old complexity.
And this challenge just gets worse over time. You end up with all these different storage types for different services. You're often paying for capacity you don't even use just to get the performance you need. And then there's the big one. Every single one of your virtual machines has its own limit on, IO operations per second, or IOPS. This creates these really frustrating bottlenecks. When you try to do this at scale, well, it becomes a total management nightmare. But what if there was a better way? What if you could consolidate all of that? What if you could create one single high-performance pool of storage that all of your applications could share? Well, that's precisely what we're going to explore today with Azure's Elastic SAN.
So, what exactly is an Elastic SAN? Well, the easiest way to think about it is like a traditional on-premises storage area network, but totally reimagined and built from the ground up for the cloud. It's designed to be that single, powerful backend for all your most demanding workloads, making everything from setup to database management way, way simpler.
Okay, so why should you care about this? It really all boils down to three core pillars. We're talking massive performance, incredible simplicity at scale, and some pretty serious cost savings. Let's break each one of those down. First up is compatibility. Elastic SAN uses the standard iSCSI protocol. Just think of that as a common language for sending storage commands over a network. And because it uses this standard, it can connect to almost anything. We're talking Azure VMs, Azure VMware Solutions, and even Azure Kubernetes service clusters. You can literally set up one SAN and have it serve as the storage backend for all of them. Now that is the power of consolidation. And that idea of simplicity, it just keeps going. Instead of managing permissions and network rules for every single storage disk, you use something called a volume group. So you can apply a network rule just one time to the group and bam, instantly all the volumes inside it inherit those same settings. This is a massive, massive time saver when you're working at scale. Now for the main event, performance. An Elastic SAN can scale up to millions of IOPS. That's not a typo, millions, with incredible throughput and super low latency. But here's the key. This performance is shared across all the volumes. You have one giant pool of power that your applications can just draw from whenever they need it. And get this, a single volume can scale all the way up to 80,000 IOPS. And let me tell you, this is absolutely huge. Because you're connecting over the network with iSCSI, you're no longer trapped by the performance limits of an individual virtual machine. This unlocks a completely new level of speed for your apps. It's a real game changer. Finally, let's talk about the money, the cost. Think about it. Instead of buying and over-provisioning all this expensive, high-performance storage for every single application, you just create one large shared pool. This means you get to buy in bulk, you use your resources way more efficiently, and you can seriously slash your total cost of ownership. Okay, so we know why it's so great, but how does it all actually fit together? Let's take a quick look at the really simple three-layer architecture that makes this whole thing possible. It's really just a simple, logical hierarchy. Think of it like you're building with blocks. First, you lay the foundation, the Elastic SAN itself. This is your main container where you decide on your total capacity and performance. Next, you build volume groups inside it to act as management layers for things like network rules. And finally, from that group, you carve out individual volumes, and that's the actual storage you connect to your apps. It's a simple structure, but it gives you incredible power and control. All right, before you dive in and start building, it's really important to know what's supported and, well, what's not, at least not yet. So let's take a quick peek at the key features that are available right now. So right off the bat, you can see the fundamentals are really solid. You've got encryption for your data at rest, you can choose between local or zone redundancy, you've got private endpoints for security, and of course, snapshots for backups. But, and this is important to keep in mind, encryption in transit, so data moving over the network, and soft delete aren't supported just yet. So be sure to factor that into your planning. And this quote from Microsoft's own documentation really says it all. If your environment is packed with IO-intensive workloads and top-tier databases, consolidating with an Elastic SAN isn't just a win for management, it's a really smart strategic financial decision. So I'll leave you with this question. take a look at your own cloud environment. Where are the performance bottlenecks holding you back? Where are you overspending on all that fragmented storage? I mean, what could you actually achieve if you broke down those silos and unleashed the consolidated power of something like an Elastic SAN? It's something to really chew on, right? Thanks so much for joining me for this explainer.